Ding dong, The Witcher is dead and Netflix dropped a house on it. Let's be real. Now, with everything going on behind the scenes, be it the showrunners and writers not liking Henry Cavill for wanting to stick true to the source material, because he is an official nerd in the best way possible, the 200 and something K dislikes currently on the trailer, it's being roasted, 300,000 plus boycott, lots of lies coming out of the studio, the author has turned against the show, and the writers hate Henry Cavill, as I said. Like, this is a ridiculous situation, and their inability to tell a good story has been a problem. Now, season 1 of The Witcher, I think, had potential. Was it perfect? No. It did stray a little bit from the Slavic mythology, but it was there. It had a backbone, and I recognised the story. I wish they'd just put some timestamps in things so we knew when the time jumps were happening. I think that was a little bit of a boo-boo. Season 2 degraded The Witcher to a laughable character and emasculated him and made him basically a knucklehead, stripping the fun and character and the sort of self-aware pseudo-intellectual that is The Witcher from the books to kind of a background character in his own story. Now, my history of The Witcher is I first played The Witcher 2 on Xbox 360. Yes, I'm aging myself horribly. Then I double-dipped on The Witcher 3 and got that on Switch and Xbox. The Switch version was on sale, and I got the Xbox One version when it came out originally. I have all the DLC, and they're fantastic. And I played the remaster of the original game on my Mac. Yes, it works on Mac. It's firmly available. And I started reading the books, and I fell in love with those books. I fell in love with that world, the characters, that kind of epic, not epic fantasy, that's the wrong genre, more of the Conan-style fantasy that owes a lot to Robert E. Howard, who is horrendously underrated in certain circles, which is a shame. But I love that kind of action fantasy and those kind of stories, and The Witcher kind of embodied that in the best way possible. And just going into that world was amazing. And watching Netflix kind of put every coffin nail in possible to strip away characters, to strip away the world, to strip away the mythology, to strip away what makes The Witcher so good. And I mean, I'm not going to watch season 3. I'm just not at this point. It's done. There is no point continuing this show. They tried to expand the universe with Blood Origin, and that was pretty awful. That was a terrible show, and looked so cheap. Like, I've seen people on their home computers do far better overall things, and I know fan fiction writers that write better than the writing in that show. It was unoriginal, flat, and had bad storytelling. And I mean, honestly, like, bad storytelling is a thing that's quite common. Willow, for example, on Disney Plus, Amazon Prime's Rings of Power, and the god-awful The Wheel of Time, that, again, stripped away the story. And I'm not a big fan of the Wheel of Time books, but they stripped away that story. They stripped away everything and just changed the narrative to the point that it bared almost no resemblance. And that's what they've slowly done with The Witcher. Looking back, the red flags are in season 1, but seeing that kind of strip away of the lore, the characters, and this world, take something from it that should be there and be powerful and at the front. And I think, and it's very difficult to quantify, to put into words and say that you have this world and you're choosing to rip it apart and take out the elements that make it unique, and that's sad. I also will say, and I mean this with complete honesty, that as a fan of the books and the games, I feel like they could do so much, and the right people could do something amazing with the Witcher license. It should have been on HBO, but season 2 felt like a CW show. And going by the trailer of season 3, CW show vibes again, and that's not a compliment. I mean, the CW used to do some great stuff, but over the years, Shannara Chronic. Well, that was Warner. That was MTV, but I think it was aired on one channel, and then other things they've kind of stripped apart and ruined over time. It's just this waste of a property, and that's what's really sad about it. Again, potential, great characters, great world, great story, and all of it just gone. And that's not good. It's bad storytelling, it's the kind of cliched writing, turning one of the great female characters of the story into a Mary Sue, which sounds frighteningly familiar, and I won't name that one. I don't get what they were doing and how they were doing it. You know, you have, like I said, you have a property, you have a world, you have characters that people love and recognize, and you choose to gut it and strip away everything. Netflix started putting the coffin nails into this show a long time ago, and unfortunately, season 3 is going to tank. Liam Hemsworth is going to come in. They're either going to reboot it or just ignore it and then go from there. It's ultimately a destruction of something amazing. So tell me what you think in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later.